Hello.
Hello, hello. How
How
are
you
you,
doing,
my
dude?
friend?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Not bad, not bad. So, what happened today? You seem to have gone through a little bit of trouble.
Well, I had prescription issues with insulin and just wasn't getting refilled. My doctor hasn't really refilled anything since March, and so I had to go to urgent care and do an appointment there so they can fill me a prescription. And it took a long time, but I got it. Got the goods. Uh, yeah, so it's good now. I was stressing out earlier, but I'm good now.
What do you think the issue was?
The doctor just wasn't refilling my prescription, so they couldn't give me anything until I had a doctor fill me out a prescription.
Hmm.
So
I wonder what
I
happened
had,
to your doctor.
I don't know, maybe he just is sheltering himself from the world like everyone else.
Well, I'm wondering about the ripple effects of what's going on,
Yeah,
because if doctors are being called in to help with, the pandemic with all those patients, then other patients are going to suffer, right?
right. I heard like there's like in New York City, there's people that like have been retired for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
They uh they came out of retirement just to volunteer, so
Yeah.
um figured to be the other way, a lot more help. But I guess there's shortages on help in certain hospitals that are overwhelmed.
Mm-hmm.
So it's probably bad news. A hospital, at least in some hospitals, probably hectic and yeah. But
Yeah. New York
I don't
gets a lot of attention because they're like the epicenter, so they need the help. And yeah, people are coming out of retirement, and I heard, just anyone with like a medical background. You don't even have to, um, like dentists and just
know. Oh, really?
anyone that has that type of schooling, I guess, are being called upon in New York. I don't know
I am, bro.
um, how overwhelmed our hospitals are here with that stuff, but I'm sure it's probably taking a little bit of a toll.
Definitely. I mean, there's still other health crises going on besides COVID-19, so you add that on top of the
Hmm.
mix,
Yep.
you know. So, I mean, although I saw the other day a video, and I probably should have backed it up with some research behind what they were saying, but usually it's reliable.
Hmm.
Um, this guy, he was talking about how there's all of a sudden no deaths of pneumonia and flu. Like there's no, I don't know if he said there's no new cases or no deaths, but all of a sudden that stopped, which is strange. It's like, are they just listing
Hmm.
cases of flu that are just like pneumonia or flu or other types of flu that they're just listing as COVID-19, to get people to like really like step up their precautions and like scare people to like really like shelter themselves and to put masks on, you know.
Yeah,
But I don't know.
I've heard.
It's got to be definitely crazy at the hospital. There's got to be a lot of shit going on.
Yeah, well, I've heard that, like, obviously, like you said, I haven't done my research. I don't know if it's true, but I heard that um, they are kind of fluffing. They could be fluffing the numbers um, in a way that anyone who dies, that they could die from just about anything, right? Normal
Right.
ways of death, not COVID related, or that's at least not the cause of it. But if they test them afterwards and they see that that was in their system, whether or not it
Yeah.
affected them at all, like they count that in the number of deaths for this
Yeah.
disease. That's just what I've heard. I
That's,
don't know if that's legitimate or not, but
I mean, I believe that, but
mm-hmm,
I don't know. I don't know what's going on. Or just because like different countries have different opinions on it, or
yeah,
like different health officials, like it's all a little different. Even though it's the same, bro, it's all the same.
mm-hmm,
Like take care, it's social distancing, put a mask on, wash your hands, sanitize yourself, do all that stuff, all that good stuff, you know. So,
Yeah,
anyways,
it's interesting. Very interesting stuff.
besides COVID-19 and being frightened,
Hmm.
uh, what else is going on in your life?
Um, Not too much, I guess. I had yesterday off. Um, Originally it was going to be a half day because we do Good Friday, even though I don't even know what that symbolizes or what that's for. Um,
Before Easter?
it's just the Friday before Easter. Is there more
Yeah, Friday before
significance
Easter.
to it?
There's a story behind. I did not pay attention when I was in
Hmm.
Bible study class at school at church.
Hmm.
I did not remember. Maybe I did pay attention. I just don't remember.
Yeah,
But like I definitely suck at Bible stories though. There's a story
there's
behind it.
something to it. Gotcha.
It has to do with Jesus Christ, but it's but there's supposed to be like the Friday Monday after Easter, which people get off. We're not getting it off. We're still working. So
Oh, that's the thing, really? The Monday after
yeah,
Easter?
some people get Monday after Easter off.
Interesting. Yeah, no, we don't get that off. It's supposed to be a half day yesterday, and it ended up just being a full day. They just told us, don't come in tomorrow, take the full day off. They told us that on Thursday, so I was
Dang,
like, all right.
religious,
We are a little. I don't.
religious as hell.
I find it weird that our company. It's a smaller company, so I guess they can get away with it. But in today's world,
Right.
you would think companies aren't that religious. But like we've been playing bingo like every week at the end of every week, and so we did an Easter one, and I'm already like I'm cool with it. Like I celebrate Easter, but I just think obviously we need to be inclusive and everything in today's world, and some people don't celebrate that stuff because it is a religious holiday. Um,
Right.
but not just the bingo being Easter themed, but we also they're talking about ways to win the bingo. So it's not just like we do the straight line, and then also we try to do creative ways, like
Hmm.
blackout or X's or whatever. So they did a cross as the second way to win, and I'm like,
Oh,
that's more religious than just having an
hell
Easter
yeah. I'm
theme.
trying to scare you, bro.
I'm cool
Pray
with it,
before you
but I don't know.
repent, Jacob. Repent all your sins.
I need to.
Yeah, that's funny.
Yeah,
That's
probably
that'd
making
be
more of a big deal out of it than it is, but just thought it was interesting.
yeah, yeah. Well, um, fucking our work. I don't think religion gets brought up ever.
Are you for? Is
Yeah.
it kind of like a bigger company?
McCarthy's a billion-dollar company.
Yeah, so they probably have rules about that.
Well, they're not really involved. I mean, they only talk to us like at like meetings in the morning. It's like during the day. It's like in the meetings in the morning. It's very yeah. I'm sure politically correct. You can't talk, but like as soon as you leave that meeting,
Your mic is kind of, or
oh
your.
man. Uh, I said as soon as you leave that meeting,
Mm-hmm.
like in the morning,
Mm-hmm.
it's no holds barred, bro. Nothing's off limits. Nothing's off limits, bro.
Seems
God,
to be that way when you're around a bunch of dudes.
yeah.
Or like,
It's fun. It's fun most of the time. Sometimes it's like God.
yeah.
Our work, dude. The thing that annoys me, and this can happen when you're around dudes, right? Is war stories. Like
Mm.
people talking about shit they've done,
Mm-hmm.
like shit they went through, shit like they've had to do, and it's all like to make them look like a little bit more of a badass, dude. It's just
Right.
like I can't stand.
It's feeding their
I
ego.
can't. Like
Yeah.
like I was real with a guy. He told me like, hey bro, he's like, you scared of black people? I was like, man, maybe if it's the middle of the night and I'm by myself and I see two or three of them and they look like they're a little drunk, yeah, probably would be a little scared of them. And he's like, shit, I wouldn't be scared of them, bro. I'd just say, what's up, bro? Like, just get in their face and say, what's up.
What?
Stuff like that, like, happens all the
Jesus.
time. Like it just like you got to be as manly as possible when you're talking.
Mm-hmm.
A break, but I don't know.
Sounds like a
It's
fun place to work, I guess. Entertainment for sure.
yeah. Most times it's fun and funny,
Mm-hmm.
but like sometimes it's just annoying. Really, really annoying. It's like sometimes I wish I'm like, man, I wouldn't have to deal with this shit if I was in a fucking office. As soon as the word brought up the word black, somebody would be like, whoa, let's end the conversation there.
Yeah, that's true.
Uh, yeah. But like here, it's like let's just like if someone looks a little offended, it's like, oh man, let's dig in. Yeah, let's go even further. But
I mean,
yeah,
offices have
everyone gets along. Everyone gets along though, and like
that's
so
good.
pretty much.
I feel like offices have their own drama for sure. It's not communicated in the same like rough way as it probably is with all the dudes that you work with. But it's interesting. Interesting. Mostly I work with like all females pretty much, so it's kind of like it's that kind of drama where
Oh,
um it's more passive aggressive, I guess. And
okay.
there's there's ego to it as well, but just in a different form, I guess. Like everyone is
Mm-hmm.
trying to I guess they're also trying to portray themselves as like better or trying to be, you know, better than whoever else is in the office or whoever they're kind of targeting with their passive aggressiveness. But I mean, with like I probably mentioned this before, but my three bosses. So I have a CEO, COO, and then director of accounting. And I wasn't there long enough to know the origins of where all this started, but the CEO and the director of accounting are pretty buddy buddy now. And
Really?
the COO has been there like 20 plus years, and the director of accounting has been there maybe 10. But it's basically those two, CEO and director of accounting, against the COO. Like they stop me
Mm.
from working with her if like there's any possible way that I can avoid working with her, like going around her or going to someone else or whatever. Like they
Yeah.
they don't, or it's mostly the CEO that does that because from the way I see it, she wants me to be uh, her star, her prodigy, pretty much, because she brought me in, and
Oh, nice.
so it's cool being under the CEO like that. But I just hate that there's limitations to it, like where I can't work with someone else or we get looked at weird. Like because
Really?
she has so much knowledge, the COO, about how things run and a lot of the inner workings of the office, basically. And a lot of stuff the CEO doesn't necessarily know. But if I went to the COO, I would be looked down upon kind of for whatever reason, whatever drama they have in their past. So I have to basically go to the CEO and then she'll ask the COO. I can't go direct, even though it's a super small office and I see her every day and I could walk 5 feet and ask her or just call her. There's that weird drama that they can't let
Dang, my
go.
head's spinning.
It's interesting, interesting stuff, interesting dynamics for sure.
Yeah, well,
That's
um,
life.
yeah, that's life. But as long as you're employed, bro, and
Yeah, right
you
now
know
that's all that
you
matters.
have a life. How's life at home going?
Um, kind of boring, honestly. Just like probably everyone else. Like I try my best to be productive, and luckily I do work still. You and I both work, so it's like that takes up a big chunk of the weekdays, but weekends are still, man, I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't want to keep saying boring, but there's only so much you can do at your house, you know? Like I work on all
yeah,
this stuff with WIM, just planning for that and, whatever I have to do. Um, that's I don't know. It gets like I don't want to do the same thing repeatedly every day. Sometimes, I don't know, I think my main thing right now is figuring out what to do as like a break in between my time working on WIM or hanging out with people. It's like I can work out,
Yeah.
that might take an hour up. I don't want to watch Netflix and YouTube all day. You know?
Right.
What do you do with your spare time?
Yeah, dude. I try to, if there's something that needs to get taken care of, I try to do the best I can to stay on top of it, because I'm a procrastinator by nature. Or I just lazy, and then like I've just grown that habit. I don't know how to really define why I can procrastinate a lot. But that's me. I try my best to say, hey, you gotta take care of this, gotta take care of that. Because you don't want to be like, you are already anxious at work, and that's what work's meant for. Is you're supposed to be anxious at work. You're supposed to think about, I gotta get this done, I gotta get this done. When you go outside of work, you want to have that time to go,
yeah,
thank God it's over. Maybe I can recharge tomorrow, kind of thing. So like, I try to get stuff done, but I live by myself, bro. So
yeah,
there's only so much you can do besides drink.
Well, it's interesting here.
I don't know.
Living with roommates, because, like, as you know, I live with two different couples, and they kind of have each other, and they're all just kind of in their room all day, because they have each other to kind of feed off of and socialize with. So I do also kind of live by myself in that sense. I'm not going to interrupt the other couples.
Why not? What are they?
Like, I do sometimes, obviously, but I give them their space to do them. So,
hey, longer this quarantine thing goes, they've got to accept that you're gonna be knocking on their door at 11:30 at night.
You guys want to play?
Want to play killer again?
Yeah, it seems like it's like once a week now that we all kind of get together and hang out.
Y'all wear masks?
Nah, if one of us gets it, we all get it.
Right. Hey,
We've accepted
that's
that.
a strong home, right? That's a solid home.
Yeah, we got that strong bond.
Yeah. Hey, bro, at least you can still, what is it, JJ, the dog there? Can't you borrow him for one night and let him hang out with you?
Nah, man, he shits on my bed. He's not allowed in my room.
I wouldn't like that either.
He legit came, like, I've had issues with him before where he like comes in and just immediately pees on my floor just after walking in.
Oh no.
So I would like obviously like
hell
kick his ass out and not let him in for like months, and then be like, all right, you can come back in. But he's done it so many times that I'm over it. He keeps blowing it. And then one day I left my door open. I just left it open, and he snuck in and took a shit on my bed right by my pillow. So yeah, he's permanently banned. I'll hang out with him out in the living room and whatnot, but he's permanently banned from my room.
I wouldn't even look at him. Wouldn't even look at him. Wouldn't even look
he's
at
a
that
piece
dog.
of shit.
Piece of shit.
Literally.
Oh man. That's fun. Hey, a little something, a little. And maybe you need to read your room if you're finding out stuff to do. You're truly trying hard. You're like, man, I don't know what the hell to do. I can't watch another episode. I don't know. I don't go on Netflix, so I don't know what you watch. But I can't do this again. So you just bring the dog in there. He'll pee there, and then it gives you something to do for the next 30 minutes.
All right, not a bad idea.
Yeah.
Slightly a bad idea, but you're right. If I ever am that bored, then I know what to do.
Oh man.
But I guess you haven't heard of Tiger King, then, have you? You said you don't.
No, my friends talk about it. Danny, Quinn, Randy, and Angela, they want me to watch it bad, but I don't got a TV in my room. And
you have Netflix?
I watched. No, I watched a little bit of an episode with them.
You kind of cut out there.
Okay. As I was saying, I watched a little bit of an episode
Okay.
with them, and it seemed like a pretty interesting show.
It's entertaining.
And although I feel like I didn't learn anything,
No.
they say, "Oh, animal people are crazy." I'm like, yeah,
No shit.
yeah, that seems pretty spot on, you know.
Yeah, I don't know if I
But
learned
that's
anything. It was just entertaining.
yeah, there's a yeah. Oh, well, yeah, that of course, yeah. It's probably more for shock value
Mm-hmm.
and kind of like entertainment. Yeah, you're probably not gonna learn anything, or maybe you are. I
You
mean
never know.
that is a whole new world that I never knew about, right?
Yeah.
Like
I mean,
what's going on.
I
Like
learned how much a tiger costs.
not that, dude. There's dogs that cost more than them.
Yeah, Frenchie is like $2,000, and then you can get a tiger for that much, probably.
That's insane.
That is insane.
Am I crazy for thinking about if I get enough money, should I get a tiger?
I
I
think a
mean,
lot of people are thinking that.
that would be sick. At a tiger in
You
your backyard.
you have a backyard to put a tiger in?
I think eventually, one day, Jacob, if you dream hard
You
enough,
might have
you will get a
a backyard.
backyard. Yeah. And if you dream even harder, you'll get a fucking tiger in your backyard. Oh man.
You need like 10-foot fences, I would think.
Oh yeah. No, that's yeah, I definitely actually would not
By
get a
the time
tiger.
we
That's all.
we have the means to get and house a tiger, it'll be banned, I would think.
Right.
The way things are
They
trending.
shouldn't they, they shouldn't be over here. I agree. The animal people
Yeah, it doesn't make
shouldn't be
sense.
over here. Maybe because you got the money and it's legal, fine. But like shouldn't be over here. They should be over there.
Okay, well, I did learn there's more tigers in captivity in the US than there are in the wild. So
No way.
that show did teach me that, and that's interesting.
Hmm.
But yeah, they're from like Asia and Africa, right?
The
India, the tigers.
yeah, the India.
Yeah, Asia and India, I
I don't
believe, is like their main territory. And I don't know why we brought them over here. They're not supposed to be here. They're not supposed to be in Oklahoma.
know.
That's for sure.
For sure. Yeah, definitely not in Oklahoma, dog. Should definitely
Florida,
be.
maybe, and Vegas, okay, but not Oklahoma.
Oh no, don't keep tigers away from Vegas. Keep everyone away from Vegas. I do not like Vegas people.
You don't like Vegas at all? What about when we
I
went?
don't like.
You want to reminisce on that memory?
Well, I'll just say this: Vegas is fun at night. During the day, it sucks. You walk down the street and there's just a bunch of frauds on the street, straight up liars.
Trying to scam you.
Guys talking about how they're MGM Grand or they're about to perform at MGM Grand with
That
this
dude had
mixtape and
very little talent.
with this video, dog. Just check me out. You sit there and check them out, and you're just like, fuck. I've been gambling. I could have been giving my money away.
What a
I would
waste
rather
of
been
time.
doing that.
Yeah, that
And
one dude had no
I don't like.
talent.
Yo,
He had a good sales voice, I guess, in that sense.
yeah, no. He was just
Pushy.
he was very energetic.
Mm-hmm.
Probably pounded a couple energy drinks before that,
Yep.
or pounded something else to make him act like that. And he was just, yeah, he was saying he was going to jump all over these people. Basically, he was going to fly. As soon as I said that, I should have said, all right, I'm out. Like, he,
You didn't want to see him fly? He didn't.
Yeah, not really. If I had to see somebody fly, I don't think I want to see that guy fly. I want to see somebody else fly. Yeah, but like I don't know, that trip was still fun. I don't know, the whole Vegas thing's kind of, I don't know. I think I'll be excited once football goes over there though, and I get to go see the Chargers play the Raiders, stuff like that.
You're a big Raider fan. Let everyone know.
Yeah, big Raider fan. Oh, come on, man. How dare you even put that out there?
Hey, you better correct me then, otherwise people they know.
Yeah, I'm a fan, people.
Who do you think the
But
quarterback's going to be?
quarterback, I don't know. Probably it's gonna be Tyrod Taylor this year, but could be anybody. Could be anybody. But no matter who it is, and they're bad this year, which I kind of think they're gonna be. They're gonna be bad this year. I'll support them. A lot of people say, "Hey, bro, Philip Rivers left. Why don't you change teams? Why don't you become a Colts fan? Philip Rivers is not there anymore. Forget the Chargers." Like, I was watching the Chargers before Philip Rivers even played college ball. Before he,
Mm-hmm.
before he, I don't know, I've been a Charger fan way before Philip Rivers, and I'll be a Charger fan well after Philip Rivers. And I hate the Colts, but I love Philip Rivers, so I don't know. I would kind of maybe will cheer for him a little bit, but even then, I'm just honestly, I care less. Honestly, what's going on over there with the Colts? I only care about the Chargers. So
Right.
that's how I look at it, because I'm an insane Charger fan.
Okay. So
I got triggered when this guy said I was a Raider fan.
I knew I would
Triggered.
get under your skin.
Yeah.
Well, just because I was thinking when we do go to Vegas for that game, are you going to? I kind of want to hear the story from your perspective again about the night. So we have that penthouse suite, right? Top floor. And then the
Yeah.
night where you guys go to get White Castle.
Yeah.
Let's hear your story.
Fat Tuesdays are dangerous. Let's, you know, introduce the story with that. Fat Tuesdays
Mm-hmm.
are dangerous,
Sure are.
especially when you get to 9 and you add a shot to it. That's about 10 shots in one drink. So Fat Tuesdays are going to get you hammered, but we were drinking before that at the casino, at the tables. They serve you alcohol, free alcohol, because they want you to sit there and gamble.
Mm-hmm.
So already been drinking Red Bull vodkas before that. Fat Tuesdays, then you got to end the night with some White Cats. You got to end the night with some burgers. The best food ever created, cheeseburger, in my opinion. You got, especially when you're drunk, you got to end it with cheeseburgers and fries. So, but like, there's a point when everyone, especially when you're hammered, there's a point where you are having a good night. You're on a good one, right? And that lasts just a little bit. And it really, if you're on a good one, you should sense that it's going to turn bad in about 15 minutes, because things are going to start to get hazy. That's happened. Things were a little bit hazy. I remember just being in line, and last thing I remembered. And apparently, one of our friends, I was with Randy and Danny, and I left. I said I got to go to the bathroom or something, and then I didn't come back, and they got the burgers, or Danny got the burgers, and Randy just left. He didn't say anything. I guess he went back to the hotel. So my friend Danny's just sitting there, just drunk as fuck, with just a bunch of White Castle burgers, walking around Vegas. And I'm sure he was lost, a little bit lost too, to be honest. But I woke up. I woke up not knowing what happened. I woke up in Trump Towers in a bathroom
Not our.
stall.
That is not where we stayed.
Yes, and then I walked out, and I didn't know where I was at, and finally, like, I just remember like trying to figure out a way out of the damn hotel, dude, and I figured my way out, and I had to guess which way to go, because I didn't know which way was the correct way, and I said, all right, I'm gonna go left, and I went left, and finally, like, everything looked familiar, and then I went to the hotel, and then as soon as I got to the door, you and Hugh are just walking outside the door, and they're just about to look for me. It's 6 a.m.
Mm-hmm.
It was because you guys had no idea where I was. It was going to be The Hangover Part 2 at that point. Hangover 2 didn't come out yet, but it was going to be an interesting night if I just like, I did not know if I took a right, but instead of a left, it was going to be
I
just.
think we're all pretty much awake
it was
most of that night.
And
or we slept very little, and we really thought it was going to be Hangover 2, because we didn't know how long to wait for you. I think I was in the room, and everyone else was out in the common area, and I came out at like 4. I want to say like 3 or 4, and they were like looking for, or they didn't know. Actually, I don't think someone was not back yet, other than you. So they were like confused and like wondering if they should go out and look for you or if they should just stay in the hotel.
Hmm.
So the other, I forgot who it was. It's probably Danny. Danny got back, and then I don't know how long we waited. Probably maybe another hour for you, and then I think by the time, like you said, like we were gonna go look for you, you had came stumbling back, but we had no idea. We had no idea how you
Stumbling, but I
ended up
made it.
there, or I don't know. But yeah, if you made that right, would have been an even more rough
Me neither,
morning.
dude. I don't want to. Yeah. Oh man, it just it just the Hangover movie just made more sense,
Very
after that night,
realistic.
like how that can even happen. And
Hmm.
they took what, Rufalin, or they took a drug.
Yeah.
All that stuff happened.
Yeah.
Ah,
All we
man,
did was alcohol.
Jesus, can you imagine if
That's
we were
all
on
we
drugs
did.
that night? Oh yeah, all we did
Well,
was
we were young.
drink.
We were all very
Man,
inexperienced,
oh
I think, in the grand scheme of things.
yeah. Well, yeah, we did. Well, obviously I didn't
Well, I
know
think
anything
the
about
night
myself.
before that,
Did not know,
or maybe this is a
and
different trip, but we had the Fat Tuesdays, and we freaking raced to finish them, and we did that early in the night, like 9 o'clock or
mm-hmm.
something. And I don't think I lasted more than an
Yeah.
hour after I finished that Fat Tuesday. I was done. I wasted my whole first night in Vegas because I decided to race and kill the Fat Tuesday in like a minute.
Yeah.
Live and learn.
Mm-hmm. Hey, dude. Hey, dude. That's yeah,
Make
that's
a lot of
drinking
mistakes.
when you're young, dude. It's just I yeah, I made a ton of mistakes. Made so many mistakes, but
Yeah.
that's Vegas for you, dude. Like it's kind of like if we're back home, right? We would have been drinking, but there would a little bit of what's the word? Reservations on how we, or what's the word? I don't know, like it would, like when you're in Vegas, dude, you
Hmm.
feel like just because
You
how it's
have to go all
built,
out.
the city, um,
Yeah.
maybe, yeah, you just like
It
you don't give a shit as much. Maybe YOLO should
pretty
be
much.
billboarded on as soon as you walk into the
Yeah.
city. Like, you only live once, man.
It does have
End
that
it
feeling
now.
that you have to push your
So,
limits, but it should be like logically it should be the opposite. Like if you're home, like you live close, you're familiar with the area, like your bed is nearby or whatever, you're with like a group of friends and family or whatever. That's when you should go hard because you have something to fall back on. You have people to help you, or you can just go to bed and or like the hospital's there or whatever. But if you're in this foreign
mhm,
area that you don't go too much, with
yeah,
like you're around a lot of strangers
yeah,
coming from all over. You should probably be a little more cautious then,
hmm,
but quite the opposite happens.
right. Oh yeah. I mean, dude, Vegas is fun, but I've been in Nashville. Like, Nashville is insane. Nashville is like San Diego
Every night.
Saturday night, but on a Tuesday
Why do you think that
afternoon
is?
for Nashville. Nashville's insane. Uh,
Hmm.
oh man, it's just music over there is fucking great, dude. At every bar, somebody is,
It's a lot of live music.
singing anything in country. Oh yeah, fucking great, dude. Um, Honestly, if I had to pick a place to go to, it would be Nashville over Vegas. But Vegas has gambling, and that's its selling. I mean, it's fun. Like if you're there at Vegas and you're drinking and you're gambling and you're fucking winning some money,
Yeah.
and then they're also giving you some free alcohol. That's a
Once
pretty
you
good
get that feeling,
place to
you
be,
freaking
dude.
chase it. That's why so many
That's pretty
people
sweet.
go
You
so
know,
often because they chase that feeling.
Yeah, and then what? And if you're losing, dude, if
You
you're losing,
expect to
you're
lose
like, oh,
money.
I'm in
Yeah.
Vegas. This is supposed to happen. Yeah, give me another drink. Give me another drink. Do I have any money? Nope. Okay, let me call the wife. Give me more money.
The
Come
brilliant
on,
scheme
please,
they
just give
have
me
over
more money,
there.
honey. Jeez. Right. But I don't know. That's dude, like blacking out, dude, and fucking winding up in some other place. Like I've had some I've had some weird blackouts, but like that one right there was just tops it
No, I
all.
bet.
Just
It's
so
confusing for
confusing.
everyone involved, but for you, I'm sure.
So
I think I've
confusing.
only blacked out once
Yeah.
for, I think it was my 24th birthday or 23rd, I can't remember. But I believe you were there at Dave and Buster's. That's the only time. It's weird having my
Oh
only
yeah.
blackout be at Dave and Buster's. Yeah. We're best
Oh,
friends,
we
of
blacked out
course.
together. Nice. Best friends, of course. I'm like, help this guy out. Let me help this
Mm-hmm.
guy out. Say, because it's embarrassing when you're the only one. Like, like getting that drunk. Yeah, it's a little embarrassing. So I think I helped you out, bro.
I knew you would
But
have
you
my
know what?
back on that.
You won't be the only one to embarrass yourself now. Oh, that's a pretty fucked up place too,
Yeah.
Dave and Buster's. I think.
Like you
Oh
don't
man, some people
expect
get
it
fucking
to
hammered there.
happen there, but
Oh many.
the way it's set up, man.
Yeah, when you
Yeah, because
were
it's yeah, exactly.
we were kids, we went there, we played
Kid
games.
friendly.
That type of place.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kid. It's like it's a place for kids, you know. But no,
For
it's like
adults.
at a
Yeah.
certain point
Yeah.
at night, it's a place for drunk adults.
Oh man, fun
You
times. I haven't gone out in a long time. Not even before like this.
know?
Obviously, lockdown quarantine business. Like I hadn't really gone out in a while. Once it's over, man, then I feel like the streets will be flooded,
Yeah.
or the bars and entertainment industry will be flooded with people just needing that entertainment, that socialization and whatnot.
Uh-huh. Oh yeah. People are gonna let loose.
Yeah.
Let loose. And people are already kind of losing it. I was about to say there's gonna be a lot of trouble when that happens. A lot of people it's gonna be like a lot of riffraff, but you know shit's going down right now at like grocery store parking lots on the
Mm.
street. People are getting testy with each other. I don't know why. Um, people are.
I feel like this
I've
this
seen a
messes
couple
with
people getting
everyone's
each other's face.
mentality.
You know.
Like everyone's being tested. Like like obviously people with like
Mhm.
mental health issues, like isolating is not a great thing. People need to socialize and have a community, and that's kind of being taken away. So being alone in your own thoughts is rough for a lot of us, and I think it's gonna start to show if it hasn't already.
Mhm.
Um, Especially because it's just harder to get treatment for that stuff.
Right.
Like I'm going to therapy and it's all like online now, or it's like virtual. It's basically like a FaceTime through this service or whatever. But it's like there's a lot of
Really.
variables. Like if your Wi-Fi isn't good, um, then like you're coming in and out, or you're like getting disconnected.
Oh.
And then if the audio is not great, then the conversation doesn't really flow, and it's just like the sessions aren't as good. Um, so there's like I said, there's a lot of ripple effects to this whole
Oh.
thing. But I can tell people's mentality, their mindsets are
Yeah,
they're
definitely,
gonna
bro.
shift, and like you've already seen it. Like you said, people kind of getting into scuffles and whatnot. Um, but yeah, I don't know where I was going with that.
Yep.
I was just making an observation.
Yeah. No, they. What was it? We may have
Mm-hmm.
talked about this at some point.
Yeah.
Human bond, or human interaction is very important. I was watching a video on it's a TED Talks thing. I may have talked about this before, but it's talking about addiction, right? And they're talking about how these they did a study. I think it was in the 70s or it was in the 30s.
Mm-hmm.
It was a long time ago, and they put these rats or a few of these rats in this. No. They put one rat in a cage, and there was one water, and there was another cup of water, and one was cocaine laced, and one was a regular water. And by the end of the day or 2 days, the rat had like overdosed, and like the rat went too hard on the cocaine laced water, and uh, and then like they did another study like years later, where they put rats in a cage, and but it was like a rat heaven. It was like a rat like theme park. Like they can have other rats like to like interact with, to have sex with,
Mm-hmm.
to like you can hunt this little thing down and eat it, and you can do this. You can, like it was like rat heaven, and they still had the 2 cups of water you had to choose from, and none of them even touched. I think maybe barely touched
Interesting.
the cocaine laced water, and they all drank the regular water. Um, yeah, it's like your mind. It's like also read or heard too. Like, was it your mind can take in what 500 words per minute or some crazy rate of number. Your mind can process words and information, but we only talk at like 200 words per minute or something that's like half of that need. So your mind, it's like you're not taking in as much as it wants to, or it's like at the pace it's going at. So you sitting at home and or you like not having much going on can lead to a lot of other shit. So yeah, staying at home and not doing anything can be rough, but it's like kind of like what do you want to do about it? Do you want to sit in it, which is a comfortable place to be in. I've been in there before. Comfortable place, comfortably being uncomfortable. Um, or you like can try to do something to break that kind of that rut you're in. It's like we have it's like we have simple choices, but we always choose the fucked up one. Um, yeah, but that's that's definitely what people are forced right now, I guess, to stay home and not to. I mean,
Yeah. Well,
they're
there's
suggested right to stay home,
consequences
or
to
they're
not
suggested
staying
to do all
home
these
now,
things.
so I think people are basically forced. Like obviously you always have the option, but just like
Mm,
you have the option to kill people, most of us don't do that. Um, but in terms of trying to
right.
trying to stay social, I guess, trying to keep social interactions happening, um, even when we can't physically be with each other. I I'm like I'm starting this community podcast. So obviously you and I are doing this weekly, but I kind of want to talk to just anyone, like get different perspectives on life or people's interests or whatever, and just stay connected with people um, during this quarantine, and obviously whenever it ends too. But I think right now it's really important. So I'm starting to reach out to people. Um, doesn't even have to be people that I've met or that I know that I'm close with in real life. Like it could just be someone uh, on the internet, someone that follows WIM or whatever. Kind of just want to talk to people, and you know, hopefully that
Mm-hmm.
brings some or takes some of the worry away, I guess. So I feel like when I'm just alone in my thoughts for an extended period of time, I start to like feel bad, to put it simply. Like obviously a lot goes on, like overthinking and whatnot. But I start to feel like I just feel better after having a conversation with someone. You know, no matter what the conversation was, like there's that sense of connection.
Yeah.
Obviously, if it's like a happy conversation, then it's even better. But just talking with people, it helps a lot. So that's what I'm starting, is this community podcast. I just kind of put out an announcement today asking people to kind of sign up for it and, see what happens with that.
That's rad.
We got a lot of free time. Man.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. Hey, and you always have the option that I presented you earlier in the podcast. Just bang on your roommate's door. Doesn't matter which one, bro. It could just be one of them. Just say eeny, meeny, miny,
Hang
mo.
out with me.
Whatever lands on. Just bang on the door. Say, hey, let's play killer.
Yeah.
And if they say no, fuck off. Then no, fuck off. But
it's worth a shot, right?
Say, all right, Jacob. one more game of killer. All right. Yes. Oh God. Jeez. That's cool. How's yeah, I live with roommates too. They seem to be doing pretty good. No one seems to
Are they working?
be going crazy. I know. Yes, one of them is working, and one of them broke his foot like a month ago, so he's not working anyways. But it's funny, man. There's a lot of people still working, but like the traffic on the freeway is it's empty.
I kind of want
no one on the road. It's so rad.
Luckily,
so rad. They're not working, but although I do not feel bad for people who are not working right now, because the unemployment they're getting now is really fucking good, and it makes you wonder, why am I working? Like, I wish someone would get COVID-19 at my work and get shut down.
I feel like that would lead to, like, I totally get what you're saying.
No, I'm just kidding.
I just feel like that would lead to, for me, like an unhealthy work ethic. Like, I would get used to not working again. I would get, like, I already, like, right now, just with this extra day off, this longer weekend, I'm like, what do I do with myself? And there's a lot that I can do, like working on WIM and whatnot, or working out or whatever. But I don't, like, because I know I have so much time in the day, I really take my time to get stuff done. So I feel like if I didn't work at all, that would be tough. But I don't know. I want to get the perspective of someone that isn't working right now. I would love to hear.
Right.
Who?
You got a couple. A couple friends. If our friends are not working,
he kind of already had his own schedule and
I know,
like not work when he wanted to. But I want someone that was like, that had been working full time for like years, that just suddenly got cut off. I would love to hear from someone like that. So who's not working? Because the twins, they were in restaurant jobs, right?
Yeah, but they're not working. Randy's getting unemployment. But I think they maybe. I don't know. I don't know what's going on actually. Really, together. But like, I don't know. A lot of people are getting that unemployment thing right now.
Before this, I could have sworn there was like a thing with unemployment that you had to be constantly looking for a new job and like proving that you were looking. I wonder if that's still the case.
Yeah, well, times change, right? I mean, it's just right now, for the time being, because they don't want you looking for a job right now, right? They don't want people going out, technically. That they're giving you this money to spend on the economy, so they can still exploit you, really. They want you to buy all this shit, and which keeps everything going, which hopefully keeps businesses afloat, dude. We need these. It's like, man, it's like those packages they talk about on the news, like Democrats and Republicans fighting over like what needs to be in there and I haven't read too much into it. I just hope that they both like put aside their normal crap for a second and say, hey, you know what? If you're a Republican, maybe you just need to think a little bit more about the people. And if you're a Democrat, hey, maybe you need to realize that just giving people a bunch of money and not giving it at all to businesses is a terrible idea. You need people to hire people still, and you still need people.
Yeah.
You still need these businesses so we can buy stuff. Yeah. Like you need the economy still to be going. Like I to like you need to help small businesses out. I
Well,
hope
okay, so
that's
I know
what's
that
going
the
to
small
happen, but I have a feeling
businesses,
it's not.
the loans
And
that they put out, like, so for example, Bank of America, I think, was the first one to open, like, have that loan. I think it's like the PPP, I want to say, uh, Payer Protection Program, or whatever, which is the small business loan that came from that big $2 trillion thing that passed. Um, but basically, the morning that Bank
yeah,
of America launched it, and they were the first like corporation bank to do it, um, they made it so difficult, or they had the restrictions so tight on it that not many businesses could get it, and they had been banking with Bank of America for 20 years, business accounts, but because they never took out a loan, they were never in debt enough to take out a loan or have a credit card with Bank of America. They couldn't apply. They wouldn't be accepted for the loan. So basically, um, I don't know what their other options are, but they're banking with Bank of America for decades. A lot of these people, and Bank of America rejected them. When they needed them the most, pretty much. Um, so I don't know if there's like, I don't know what the other options are, like going to a credit union um, that you have never banked with. I don't know if they give out loans like that, but they made it really difficult for small businesses. But like that's the backbone of our economy. So I agree with you that there needs to be compromise, obviously, between Republicans and Democrats,
yeah,
and we can't just be giving out free money for nothing to just the people. I think people in Canada are getting $2,000 a month, I want to say, or it might be $2,000 every 2 weeks, but it's just they made it super easy to get it. Us, we get $1,200 at one time, right? Individuals, which is like, if you're really in the thick of this and you lost
yeah,
your job, um, hopefully you can get unemployment. If you can't, $1,200 is doing nothing for you. Um, but I think my biggest thing is making it easy for small businesses to stay alive, and then also we're gonna have to give a lot of money to corporations, but it can't be bailouts, like last time where huge bonuses
hmm
um, and not
yeah,
keep on like the lower end workers, the people that like actually run the day to day stuff. There just needs to be rules to it. You can't just give out money to everyone. Pretty much it needs to
right,
be thought through.
yeah,
So hopefully they're doing that.
definitely. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there's some
Yeah.
people making more money unemployment than they were making before. Really, if you think about it, because of the percentage, and then well, actually, I don't know if that's actually true. But like that, definitely people are getting a good deal, I think, with this. Plus that stimulus check that Trump's going to give out. It's just like, and then maybe if this
I
thing
think that'll
lasts long
happen
enough,
sooner
maybe
rather than
hopefully
later.
mortgage um,
Because
payments get
people,
suspended,
I saw
and
this thing.
that definitely needs to happen soon, dude. It's just like, come on.
Yeah,
And I,
which
I
is
just think
like
they're waiting, right?
the
They're
first
waiting
one
if to
already
see if
passed,
this thing gets
and
better.
I looked it up right now because I saw it previously. I wanted to get the number right, but it said nearly a third of Americans didn't pay rent this month. They can't. People are they're first of all they're not getting their unemployment yet. It's taking a long time to go
Really?
through. Stimulus check, same thing, taking a long time to get it to us.
Right.
And, you know, people are out of
Right.
work. And I think it's like somewhere around 70% people or 80% of people in America live paycheck to paycheck. So as soon as they didn't get that last paycheck, they've been without it for like a month now. You know, they
Right.
don't have money for rent, that's for sure. So I think um, the mortgage thing needs to happen soon. Like,
Mm-hmm.
because these people, they need the rent to pay the mortgage. There's going to be another housing crisis
Yeah.
because all these people also on Airbnb that, you know, bought up a ton of properties to, you know, for Airbnb, you know, to have people stay in them, and people aren't traveling, people aren't taking, you know, living in or renting out Airbnbs
Right.
anymore. So all those houses are going to go into foreclosure. So there's going to be a housing crisis, I think, if nothing happens soon. I think
Yeah,
it's already
definitely.
guaranteed there's a recession.
Yeah. I guess some people gotta
Pretty
learn to
much, man. It seems like
get comfortable in their
homelessness
car
could
on a good position to sleep,
rise
you know?
and get worse than it already was. It's really early to tell, but yeah, tough times
Yeah.
coming ahead
Um,
if shit doesn't, you know, get together. Well,
definitely. Yeah, well, dude, well, you just gotta keep your head in there and or just try to stay positive some way. It's like sometimes I get all most days
mm-hmm.
I am really calm and I don't give a shit about this whole thing, and I guess I just do what they say at work, cover your mask, wear a mask. I'll sanitize myself and I'll keep my distance away from people. But most days I just try not to care about it that much. And
Yeah,
then some days I care about it too much. And it's just I'm like, fuck, just like all the time, just thinking about where if I get it. And
yeah,
but that's what everyone else is probably going through. People I've heard of people who didn't care,
yeah. I
thought it
think
was mass
everyone
hysteria,
needs to
that's
find a
it. So like
balance.
all of a sudden they're like,
I This is
this is the end of the
something that
world,
I
you know?
just kind of ran across today, but it's this thing called mental contrasting, which is important for everyone to do. Um, it's kind of the example that they used when I learned it was about achieving your goals. But I think it can apply to this situation too, where you want to visualize and see everything as like positive and stay positive. But if you're too focused on everything being great and happy, like you're gonna lose sight of, you know, some more realistic stuff. And on the other end of the spectrum, if you're only focusing on everything that's wrong and all the obstacles, like your life's gonna you're gonna feel like shit. So you need both. You need the contrast. Um, you know, stay positive, but
Hmm.
also recognize the obstacles and try to think of ways to, you know, get over them. I think that's not easy, easier said than done, obviously, but that's the best approach, I think.
Definitely.
Yeah. You got anything else you want to wrap this up on a positive note? Yeah.
Hmm. On a positive note,
Yep.
well, people, you got alcohol, you got a roof over your head, at least for now.
No shortage of
Um,
that.
and if you don't have a roof over your head, you still got alcohol. And uh, no shortage of that. And nah, just do your best. Just wake up in the morning. Fucking yeah. If you got loved ones that you live with, enjoy the time. And if you're not working, enjoy that time while you
Yeah.
can, because
And you're going to go back
you're
to
in a
kind of
couple months or in
complaining
a few
about,
months, you're
you
gonna be right
know,
back to work,
working too
spending
much
all your
or you
time
don't want to
there.
be at work. But
So
right now, for people
there's
that got
a
laid off, they want so badly to be at work. So
yeah.
just be grateful, I guess, for, you know, what you have in your life.
Hmm.
I think you had something else you were going to say. I didn't mean to cut you off.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
Yes,
Oh,
it is.
just you have a roof over your head and you got alcohol. That's that's the
Very true.
positive. You got food.
There are some silver
I
linings.
think food and gas is cheap as hell right now. Gas is so cheap. That ain't gonna last. You
Yeah.
think in a couple months it's gonna be like this? No,
No
in fact
traffic.
they're
No
gonna
traffic
rack
and
that
cheap
price up back
gas.
up to $4. So
Yeah.
enjoy it while you can.
I think Mother Nature is loving it.
No pollution in the air. Yeah, just take a whiff. Walk outside, just
Very
take a
true. But yeah,
fucking huge whiff and
obviously
enjoy it because it ain't gonna last.
staying connected
Um,
is the key right
yeah,
now. Staying active and staying connected. So even if you don't want to come on my podcast, whoever's listening to this, I would love to talk to you,
yeah,
but at least, FaceTime your friends and family so you're talking to someone. Don't isolate yourself. But yeah. All right, man. Good talk. All right.
definitely.
Take care.